before I forget, I need to give a big thank you to Scandinavian Bob from the Dopamine Focus Warriors for the shout out. Mate, thank you so much for the shout out. I really appreciate it. I literally just logged onto my YouTube before on my laptop. I was about to start editing and putting this video together to upload. And yeah, I wasn't even going to post anything today, but then I just saw, oh wait, hang on, like 50 plus subscribers. What is this? And yeah, I just saw, man, you gave me a shout out. So thanks so much for the shout out. I really appreciate it. And yeah, welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you really enjoy your stay. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Good afternoon, hope you're all doing well. It's day 7. I'm on my way to the block to feed the sheep and stay there tonight. I now feel much more comfortable just sitting with myself, just being alone, sitting with myself and not having to constantly have some form of external stimulation. I feel much more comfortable with that now. Not to say that I don't struggle, I mean I still have times where I'm like, oh, it's boring, but it feels a lot more natural now. And whereas when I started this, boredom felt like a very unfamiliar feeling. And I think if you were to take a human with a natural dopamine system that is not being overloaded with constant high stimulation activities, then I don't think boredom would feel like this unfamiliar feeling, because that space between stimulus and response, I think that's what boredom really is. It's essentially a space between stimulus and response where anything is possible. And when our mind is in that space, when we're in that space, our mind is constantly looking for the next thing to latch onto. And of course, if you're only engaging in high dopamine activities, then anything that is ordinary or low dopamine, like just everyday life, you don't feel like you don't feel compelled to go towards those behaviors, and thus you go towards addiction instead. And then of course, when you suddenly cut that all out, your brain is like, well, what the hell do I do now? It returns to that space, but it can't latch on to anything else. That's essentially how I've been feeling these past few days. So boredom is a very healthy thing, healthy place to be. It's a very healthy feeling. It really has, I probably have not even been able to process the full extent to which it's been helping me, but I think it's immensely healing just to be able to slow down, sit with yourself, be more in the present moment, as opposed to constantly chasing after the next thing, chasing after all these high dopamine activities. Good morning, welcome back to another beautiful day. The sun has just come up, and yeah, I've had a really nice start to the day. I've got the morning off, so I haven't had to rush off, which has been really nice. I have to say, I really don't like rushed mornings where you just have to suddenly just get straight into it. I really like being able to take my time and just meditate and just go through the whole morning routine. I mean, even on days when I work, I've got a pretty good routine going, but today I've been able to take it a bit slower and put a few things in that I usually am not able to. I did mention that I've started to get back into riding over the past few months, and yeah, morning time is really the best time for me to do that. So I went to bed really early yesterday. Usually I go to bed around like 9:30, but yeah, yesterday I went to bed just a little bit before 8. I was just really tired, and I felt like, well, I was done with everything I wanted to do for the day. And that's something I've noticed on this dopamine fast. When you remove all these distractions and you really allow yourself to that time throughout the day just to be a little bit, sit with that feeling of boredom, which I'm starting to learn is not really such a frightening feeling after all. Because in reality, like when I was resisting boredom, I was like, oh, I'm bored, I don't want to do this, what do I do now? Like, it can be a frightening feeling because you don't know what to do, you feel uncertain, and it's it's an unfamiliar feeling if you're not used to it, but now that I've experienced it more these past few days and allow myself to experience it throughout the day, I found that when it got to the evening time, I finished up with all the tasks I wanted to do for the day much earlier, and instead of just spending time online, like by around 7:30, I just turned my laptop off. I mean, I was doing a bit of work in the evening on there. And yeah, I was reading a book a little bit, and then just a bit before 8, I was like, well, I don't really have anything else to do, so I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up early. And what do you know? I woke up at 4 a.m. That was really incredible. Usually I wake up around a bit after 5, but like, wow, that was incredible. I woke up at 4. I did my morning meditation and all of that, and I launched into some writing, and I wrote for like an hour, and wow, the quality of the work that I did, that was incredible. Really incredible. So here I am now. It's only like about 6:30 now, and man, it feels really good just to be productive, like, but also not have stress. When you can be productive but not stressed, wow, that's an incredible combination, and it feels like a sustainable combination. Like, if I were to continue on with this kind of a lifestyle, which of course this dopamine fast is not going to go on forever, and there's going to be some need to adjust things afterwards in my life, but I definitely want to keep some aspects of this dopamine fast. Like, I want to definitely change up my lifestyle, because the way I was living before, well, it was clearly not working. It's going to be another warm day. Everything's really starting to bloom and grow nicely. Most of these crops here we put in over the winter, and they slowly did their own thing. But yeah, most of the garden plots here, of course, have been quite bare. I've just been going over in the past few days, rotary hoeing, getting rid of all the weeds on this plot here and most of these plots here. But yeah, there's still some more work that needs to be done in these corners over here, this one and that one. So I'm going to start on this one here. I already did a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mission to get these ones out. Going to have to do it all manually. The rotary hoe, it's a small little push one that we have that won't really do the job here anymore, so I'm going to have to do these the old-fashioned way. Helado? ¿Antes? just started to feel like just really tired and just yeah, headache coming on. So I made sure to go and drink some electrolytes. I've been using these for the past few days. I just got them from my local chemist, which you just get one sachet from that, 600 mils of water, mix it together, and yeah, you get pretty much all the electrolytes that you need. And yeah, it's much better, I think, compared to chugging down energy drinks. So that's what I've been doing throughout these fasts when I start to feel a bit low, because in the first week especially, it's very normal to feel that way. And yeah, I thought I was over it, but I started feeling that again. I mean, it's getting pretty hot in the days at the moment, so that can also be it, especially if you're doing stuff outdoors. So yeah, just thought I'd add that in. Make sure you're getting enough electrolytes, taking care of yourself. Alright, I'm just heading back to the farm stay. I was about to say home, but honestly the block with the caravan, that feels more like home to me, because, well, that's actually the block that we own, my parents and I. And yeah, the farm stay is really just temporary while I have my current job. But yeah, I have a storm blowing in at the moment. Meant to be getting a lot of rain overnight, strong winds. So yeah, the farm stay will be a good place to stay. Plus I have to work in the morning tomorrow, double shift again. So maybe in the afternoon I'll try a different herding dog tomorrow. I'm planning on trying out Pat. He's the new one. Jack has been on the job for quite a few years now, so yeah, Pat's new at it this year, so we'll give him a go. But yeah, I'm honestly on and off at the moment. Like, I feel really good, like pumped, full of energy one moment, and then the next moment I'll just feel just tired, drained, and you know, experience things like headaches and all of that. Just yeah, I've been getting really these spontaneous headaches just coming up on this fast, which the first few days I was expecting it, but yeah, just today, like for 2 hours, I had this really bad headache, and since drinking those electrolytes, it went away. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's causing it. Like, I would have thought that most of the withdrawals from having low dopamine would be over by now, but no, there's some symptoms that are persisting, and it really is quite interesting to me. Like, I would not have expected that simply from abstaining from all high dopamine activities that I would experience all these withdrawal type symptoms, which, I mean, I'm doing NoFap at the same time, and of course not having a smartphone. Like, all of these big changes, they definitely have a clear impact, and I'm really determined to see this through and get to the other side. And I'm sure that as I go on, I'll continue to feel the benefits. I mean, I already feel a lot of benefits from doing this. Like, it's just not fully consistent. I'll have these interspersed moments where I'll feel low energy, and then the high energy will come back up. But overall, man, the most important thing from this is, actually, and just in general, is that motivation and feeling inspired is not enough. That's something that I want to talk about in one of my next videos. But it's not enough to just feel motivated and inspired, because that's short term. Motivation will peter out. High energy doesn't always last. Eventually it'll get to the point where you'll feel low energy and unmotivated, and it's in those moments where discipline comes in, where you need to remember your purpose, remember why you started, and really need to commit yourself and just see it through. That's where I'm at now. Like, when I'm in these lower moments, it's sometimes easier to think, oh, you know, why am I doing this? You know, it's not worth it. But no, then remembering my higher purpose and why I started, it helps get me through to the other side. So yeah, looks like we're gonna already have some rain in the distance. I can see the way the light rays are shining. But yeah, overall, I'm doing well. I'm doing well in terms of pretty much everything. Like, I'm more consistent than I have been in a while on my workouts. I started off this channel at the beginning of the year, a bit after that. Basically, it started off as a platform just for me to document my NoFap journey, which now has more or less evolved into the whole realm of self-improvement. And yeah, I didn't start this channel with any serious goals of growing it or anything. I literally just started it for myself, just to document my journey day by day. And yeah, that fundamental premise has never really changed. It's still what I'm pretty much doing, but it's evolved to the point where I understand that by documenting my journey, by showing myself trying out all these tools of self-improvement, whether it be NoFap, dopamine fasting, like showing the whole process. It can really help other people who are on a similar journey. And I'm really grateful to have so far, you know, built a small community of brothers, having a small brotherhood going. And yeah, there's a Discord as well, for those of you who don't know, where we can just check in daily, support each other, and yeah, just share, like, continue sharing the message of, yeah, just recovery from addiction, self-improvement, and becoming the strongest versions of ourselves. That's really what it's all about here. So yeah, welcome to all the new subscribers.